Hey guys, so I decided that we really need to look into drugstore makeup. Drugstore makeup is amazing, and I hate using the word drugstore makeup, but you can find pretty much everything that I have here at Ulta or any drugstore nearby. Because I have a bunch of different kinds of makeup, I use a bunch of different kinds of makeup, I was thinking, a lot of people don't want to spend the amount of money that I might throw at makeup. So I'm gonna go through some of the stuff that I have that you can get for under $10. I think. Let me look at my list. I did make a list. Yes, everything on my list is under $10. So because I'm pale as the driven snow, I have to use two foundations, but we're still gonna say that it's just one, because we'll say that you guys know how to color correct and color match yourselves. The first thing we're going to use is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. This you can get for $5. I do want to disclaim that there will be a few items that I'll have to use that are not drugstore priced because I ordered some things and they haven't arrived yet, and I wanted to do this video today. So this is the first time I'm using this primer. So I have a little bit more than I planned, but we're just going to put that on our hands. Some people dot it around their face and then put it in. I feel like if I put it on my hands, it warms it up a little bit. This smells like, I don't know. It smells like, like a face cleanser. Doesn't smell like much, but it has a scent. So if you don't like scents, you might not be super fond of this primer. But I put that all over my face. That way, I don't necessarily need an eyeshadow primer, but you can use one if you want. So the next thing we're going to do is our foundation. And I have the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Foundation in shades 115 and 112. 112 is Natural Ivory and 115 is Ivory. They are the matte poreless, and I mix them together on my beauty blender. You can get Beauty Blender Proper. They are $20 each, but you can buy these sponges at any local drugstore. They come in different shapes, sizes, and styles, and colors for all different prices. I prefer the Beauty Blender. You can always use a brush if you so choose, or your hands. I cringe at the idea of using your hands because I used to do that, and now that I use a tool, I can tell you use so much less product, even though it's gonna look like I use a ton today, because I want complete full coverage with this look, because I have a breakout going on and no one needs that kind of negativity in their life. So I'm gonna mix these two foundations, and I actually just kind of pour them onto the blender. I could have gotten a little thing for it, but I don't care. Today, I don't. I almost just threw that all over my couch. So what I usually do is I'll take a little bit of the darker color first. That's not a little. I do this to myself all the time. And then I take the lighter color and mix that in. And this will probably do my whole face. And then I just kind of start putting it all over. I always forget to kind of have like makeup music or something going on in the background, so that there's not these long pauses. I really like this foundation. It goes on really smoothly, and I feel like for the price point, these are $7 each, give or take, depending on what store you're at. That's one thing I have found. Depending on the store you go to, the price may vary by about 50 cents to $1. I have an eyelash trying to attack my eye right now. Hold, please. It's still doing it, but I have stuff to do. push through, work through it. I put my foundation all over my face. Oh, I'm sorry. I have like the worst allergies today. We've just kind of been going on and on and on. That's that Michigan weather for you. I can see the eyelash that is trying to stab me. I also drag it down my neck. So I used a good amount. That was my fault. Because I wasn't really watching. So I was able to use just one application. I didn't have to go over it again. So even with just the foundation, this the Maybelline matte foundation, my pimples are trying to hide. Excuse me while I like rip this eyelash out of my eye. This is horrible. God. Thanks, eyelash. You're sabotaging me. Rude. So the foundation is on. Not everyone likes to have foundation on their lips. That's fine. I just tend to do that. Do I have the right shades here? Oh dear. No, that's 112. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. So my mascara was dried out and gross, so I have to use a different mascara. I had a Maybelline mascara that I loved. I don't have a setting spray or setting powder, I'm sorry, that is Drugstore. And that's what I meant to grab. I meant to grab my NYX setting spray. I always forget at least one thing. Every time. So we're going into eyeshadow like I always do. I like to do my eyeshadows first, and then I do my concealer. Excuse me, the dog is barking at a squirrel. Alice. You can use any drugstore eyeshadow you want. That's the beauty of it. Go to Ulta, go to the drugstore. You're gonna find any color, any shade you want. What I'm going to use right now is something that I've not used before. This is a first time. These are from ColourPop, and ColourPop I lump into the drugstore price conscious. Who's my driveway? Get out of my driveway. Price conscious makeups, because I got 4 of these eyeshadows for $18. You can buy them individually, and I got 3 lipsticks for $18. Again, you can buy them individually. They usually range around $6 or so, depending on what you're grabbing from there. So if you're more into buying the palettes, I'm sorry, there are cars and things, and I don't have anyone coming by today. If you're more into buying the palettes for less money, I mean, you know, do what you want to do. It's your makeup. But I just got these, and what I think is cool about these, they were the ColourPop Laura Lee Los Angeles combo, and every single dollar of this goes to the, where is it? There's a name for it. It is a no-kill shelter in LA, and I forget the actual name of it, but every single dollar of all of the proceeds goes to this no-kill shelter. So of course I had to buy them. So you got 4 shadows in here. The shadows are Ritz, Glitz, Shiny, and Heiny. She has some really cute names. The shadows are here. We have Shiny, which is this guy. It's a very, very pretty color. And then we have Glitz. I still have primer on my hands. This is Glitz. And each one has a little animal paw on it, which I think is really cute. This one is called Heiny. It's incredibly shimmery and pretty. I cannot wait to play with these today with you guys. And this one is called Ritz. And if it looks as nice as it does in the packaging, I can see why they called it Ritz. This is gorgeous. Oh my god. So those are the eyeshadows that I grabbed for this look. She also came out with, like I said, there were lips. There were 3 of them in the lip bundle for $18. Again, her lipsticks are usually not hers, but ColourPop's lipsticks and lip glosses and things are usually about $6 a piece, ranging depending on what you're getting. These colors, there's an ultra glossy called Wham, there's an ultra satin lip called Bam, and an ultra metallic lip called Glam. And I think I know what I'm gonna do, because I always have to go super ultra. Like, that's just extra. If I'm not extra, I'm not me. This is Wham. It's a very pretty gold color. And this is Bam. That's really pretty. This is the satin. And then this was the gloss. And this is the metallic lip called Glam. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. So those are the lips and eyeshadows. I wanted to go through that real quick so I can give you some pricing. So shadows, we're gonna go in. And one thing that I find with drugstore makeup, when you buy a palette from them, if it's not a larger palette, you are kind of stuck with 0 transition shades. Alice, you can't lick my makeup. Is this what you want to smell? The primer? I know it's not normal. So I kind of want to show you how you can go about dealing with not having a transition shade with your makeup, because it happens a lot of times. You don't always need one. People don't have to go super extra with things. So this brush kit, I didn't look up the price. It's old. I don't even know if you can find it anymore. But in it, don't count the unicorn brush that I have in there, because that's a different kit, which was also inexpensive. The kit looks dirty. I washed all the brushes, so don't mind the leather part, because that's disgusting. But it comes with all of these really great brushes, and I think this was about $15. They are synthetic brushes. I prefer synthetic brushes because synthetic brushes clean easier for me. So anyway, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and go in with this eye look. So because, like I said, we don't necessarily have to always have a transition shade. You should, but I don't today. I'm going to go ahead and make Glitz my transition shade, which is this shade right here. I've not used these before, so I'm gonna go in very lightly with my brush. Oh, they're like wet. This is fun. This is kind of fun. And I'm gonna put this in my crease. They're creamy. I guess I didn't read the box, but that's okay. That works better. So these are creamy shadows, which is very exciting to me. So I'm just taking the color, what do I call this one? Oh my gosh, there's too many fun names. Glitz, and I'm putting that all over in the crease. And I'm just gently tapping my brush to this. This is kind of a wet, does it even say that on here? Did I not read? Super Shock Shadow Foursome. No, it doesn't, but they're creamy shadows. They're like creamy powders, so they're not cream like the Unique Cream shadows. They're more powdery than that, but they go on similarly. Which, by the way, shameless plug, our cream shadows are on sale right now, 3 for $59. Just so you know, in case you were curious. So there was a lot more pigment on that side, but that's okay. That's why you go back in on the other side. I figure, you know, why not do this, and then also it'll be like a nice Christmassy look, so you can wear something like this to your Christmas get-togethers, you know, if you want to go full glam. So that was Glitz. I want to make sure that I say that right for the 3 billionth time. I don't think these matter. No, be good, because I have them all mixed up. So in my crease, I used Glitz. So now in the outer corner, I want to use Shiny, which is actually this really pretty matte. It's kind of like a burnt red color. It's so, so pretty. If this is pigmented like the other, I'm just going to be very gentle with this one because I only want this on the outer corner of my eye. Because I want to add some depth to what I'm doing. And it's always better to go in lightly and build up later. So what are your holiday plans? Anyone? Anyone have any holiday plans? What are they doing this weekend? Are you guys getting your Christmas shopping done? I have all of my Christmas shopping done. That never happens. I never get all of my shopping done until like the week before. And then I'm letting people know, oh, by the way, you might have an IOU for me. Like, your stuff is coming, but I didn't order it until the day before Christmas because I suck at this game. So again, I'm just blending this darker shade in the outer corner of my eye. I have this little TV tray next to me so I can have anything that is spillable on there. And then I'm blending it all together. I know some makeup guru out there is cringing because I'm not using a bunch of new clean brushes, but who has all of that money for new clean, 18,000 brushes? Maybe some people do, but if I'm talking about drugstore makeup and how to really look good, you don't, at least for me, I don't have the whole Morphe store of brushes to say, oh, let me grab another blending brush. Okay, so my rant is over. So anyway, outer corner and blended in was shiny. Now, I can't decide which one is going to be darker, honestly. I don't know if it's going to be ritzy or hiney. So I have to try and figure out what to do. So I think we're just gonna go in with hiney. That might be a good inner corner shade. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go in with hiney all over the lid. So because these are this weird creamy shadow, I kind of want to see what they feel like going on, but without a wet brush. So I'm gonna use a dry flat brush first, and I'm going into hiney, and I'm just packing some of that color on there. Again, we're using hiney, and I'm going to put that on the lower part of my lid here. I do think I'll have to get the brush wet, so I'm going to use my Morphe setting spray, which was supposed to be the NYX setting spray, but I forgot to grab it, so this is what we've got. So you just spray your brush a little bit and you go back into the shadow, and that should pick up more. Oh, it did, and I threw it on myself. You know, no big deal. This is why I'm sure all the great makeup artists try this stuff out first before they go in on camera. But since I'm not one of those, and a little bit more adventurous, that is super pretty. It's like a foiled look. It's really gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the brush one more time. And grab some more for the other eye. This is a really pretty color. And I'm doing more of a packing motion than a brushing motion with these. Well, with this one, with this ritzy one. Did I call it Ritz? I don't remember what color it is now. I might use a little bit more just to make sure I have the same shimmer. Hiney. This is Hiney. Just want to use a little bit more and make sure it really looks foiled on there. And I'm only putting this on my lid. That is really, really pretty and shimmery and shiny and gorgeous. So I kind of want to add a pop of color to the center of my lid because I think that will look really cool. I think it will. So I'm going to take this brush, which is a little bit bigger flat brush, and I'm going to spray that down because if we've learned anything, we learned that these look best wet. Hi, Alice. So this is Ritz. I've been saying Ritz 1,000 times, and I'm finally now going into it. So this is Ritz. It's kind of a goldish, silvery. It's just a beautiful, beautiful shimmery color. There's so many different pigments in here if you look really closely. And I'm going to put this just in the center of my lid. To add a little extra pop. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just packing it there. So there's a little bit of dimension. It's super pretty. That's super pretty. I really like it. I'm gonna take the blending brush we had and I'm gonna go back just over the top and make sure that it's not, there are no bad edges. But yeah, that's really, really pretty. So now concealer, because I do things backwards. And again, the concealer that I wanted is not in my mailbox yet. So pretend we're not using the Tarte Shape Tape because it costs like triple what the Maybelline Fit Me concealer cost. And I put this in 4 spots. I put this under my eyes, on my forehead, and on my chin. And then I blend that in. The concealer, no matter what brand, I always get a shade lighter than the foundation that I wear because it also helps highlight areas of my face. Alice, I can't even possibly imagine what you're crying about right now. You see how that's highlighting my upper cheekbones? My upper cheekbones? How many cheekbones do I have? Ugh, Christy, get your life together. But it's also clearing out any fallout that I had. I know a lot of people conceal first. Well, they do their foundation and they conceal. Don't even think about climbing over here. You've got a bunch of other furniture to walk on. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I always try and use a setting powder once I start this process, and I don't have an inexpensive one, but you can find one with any brand. I'm going to use the Unique one, the Unique Behold setting powder. NYX has a really good setting powder. And what I'm doing is I'm essentially baking my under eyes a little bit, but not as severely as some people do. But what that's doing is it's going to now lock my concealer in place. But it's also going to make it a lot easier for me to do the rest of my powder makeup. Over the liquid. So, contour. The contour that I have is City Color Contour, $7. This is used, this is used and abused. This is what she looks like. This shade is way too dark for me. Way too dark. So I use this shade for bronzing. And I use this angled puffy brush for that. I've run out of table space. Oh my God. Okay, so I tap into the City and Color. You get a ton of pigment, so I always tap the excess off. And to check where you should contour, you can either suck in or draw from here. Okay. I like to use small circles. The City and Color Contour Kit comes in a couple different shades. This is their lightest shade, which kind of blew my mind when I got it because I'm thinking, that contour color, holy moly, is it dark. So, that's one hard part about buying makeup online. You never really know what you're getting until it shows up on your doorstep. And this was one of those things. So I'm gonna take a little bit more, and I always like to do my forehead, bronze that up a little bit. And just a little bit under my chin. And yes, I know I hit myself on the chin, so now I made myself look like I don't have one. But that's what the powder brush is for. So that's what I use out of this at this point. Because of the look we're going for, I don't want to use such a high, bright highlighter. The next thing we're going to go into, real quick, fast and in a hurry, is blush. And I can't find the blush I need. So we're going to use the Unique blush that I have on hand, and that's supported. But again, any blush that you prefer, that you really like, please go ahead and use that. I'm just going to dust that on my cheeks over. So I always try and, you know, when I'm explaining what I'm doing, my contour is the lowest, and then I'm putting my blush on. And then I'll do highlight. And the blush can kind of ride along the line of your contour, bronzer, or however you want to do your blush. Everybody's face shape is different, of course. So there's that. For this purpose, I'm not going to go into my eyeshadow kit, or eyebrow kit, which kind of kills me. So we're going to use this contour set for that. and this shade is a little lighter than my brow, but we're going to make it work because I want you to know that you can make eyeshadow palettes work for eyebrows. If you want a good eyebrow, you can use what you have handy. So I'm just using a angled flat brush, and I'm going to draw in my eyebrows. Just to add a little bit of definition there. So you can already see the difference, and I just use a little bit of this stuff. So if you want eyebrows, there are ways. There are always ways. Okay, so there's some brows. Nothing super fancy, but they're there. They're there. Highlighter. I swear to God, this is some of the best highlighter I have ever used, ever in the history of the world. This is by Wet n Wild. This one is the Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and the shade is called Precious Petals. I don't know if they make it anymore. If they don't, once I start hitting pan, I'm going to be devastated. This stuff is gorgeous. It's a little dark for my skin, a little too gold, but do I care? Not even a little bit. So I'm going to use this brush. This is sometimes used for foundation. This is sometimes used for anything pretty much other than highlight. But since I don't have a really nice highlighting fluff brush and all I have is a measly little fan brush, we're going to use this brush. And I take this up this way a little bit. I pretty much just want to be seen from space. I am obsessed with this highlighter. Good Lord. It is seriously one of the prettiest things that I've ever used, ever. And I didn't write down the price because I didn't think about it, but I think it was like $3, maybe. So I'm bringing that around, but right on the top of my cheekbone. Hey, how's it going? We're just highlighting so we can glow from space. And I'm gonna take a little bit more. It's really cute that I say that. And I'm gonna run that down my nose. And on the tip of my nose. A little bit above my forehead here. A little bit on my chin. And my favorite step of highlighter is taking that highlighter and I put that on my Cupid's bow because why not, right? So I just brush this right here. My God. Who doesn't love highlighter? It is my favorite part of putting my face on every day. Literally my favorite part. So this video could just keep going for like another hour or longer. I don't even know how long it's been. Probably way too long. The other thing I wanted to use real quick was this NYX Milk Stick. I call it a milk stick. I don't know if it's called a milk stick. Jumbo eye pencil. And this is in white because every time I try to buy the milk color one, it's out of stock. And I'm just going to draw that on my waterline here to brighten up my eyes. because anytime I go in kind of with a darker color, that's what I use. I also have the Super Fat Eye Marker by NYX, which is, I have my list, $8. The Milk Stick is $6. Contour Kit is $7, primer $5. The concealer, the Fit Me concealer that I wanted to use that didn't come yet was $7. Foundation is $7. So we're gonna try and do eyeliner. This should be hilarious. Alice, can you stop being gross? I went way too wide on that. You guys, I didn't mean for it to go upwards. I just wanted it. There's no going back now. That's just gonna sit there and look like I meant to do some kind of wonky wing. That makes me kind of sad. So my eyeliner went off on a tangent, but I like this because it's a fatter pen. And I usually don't draw upward. And now I've got to try and act like I meant to do it again. Just to salvage all the work I've done. So there's some eyeliner. There was something else that I was going to do. Oh yes. I wanted to take some of this highlighter, and I'm going to take my shadow brush and I'm going to go in the highlighter with my shadow brush, and I'm going to put this in the inner corners of my eye because I just think it's going to tie it together really good. I did say drugstore makeup, everyone, and you know I've got long videos, so hopefully you're ready. I'm also going to take just a little bit more and put it on my brow bone. Because it's funny, I can get my whole face done in like 10 to 15 minutes every morning. I come on here to do something, and maybe it's because I want to make sure it's super perfect. I take so much longer. So hopefully I'm at least entertaining, if nothing else. Alright, what else? Mascara. The mascara I had, like I said, it was all, it was kind of crusty when I went to grab it this morning. So I'm going to use our Epic mascara, but the mascara that I was going to use was Maybelline, and I think it was the Big Shot, but I'm not sure. It was one of the Maybellines. No. It was a purple and black one by Rimmel London. It had two ends. One was larger for the top lashes, and then the other applicator was smaller for the bottom lashes, and I really liked that because I could get in really close. But I love our Epic mascara, so we'll just throw that on right now. What I like about the Epic mascara is that it goes on nice and smooth. It seems to kind of curl my lashes upward, which is great. And it keeps them nice and separated, so it's not a huge giant mess. Like how sometimes when you're using mascara, it'll clump your lashes together. This stuff looks really, really good on. And I just use one application. You could go and use as much as you want, obviously. I mean, everybody does their makeup their own way. I should have had like Christmas music going on in the background. I kind of kick myself halfway through every video I do, like, why didn't you have music playing? Lord only knows. Lord only knows. So there's the mascara. I felt like I just hit myself in the cheek with my lash. I know that isn't on tight, but my hands are stuck with primer. So I'm wondering what to do. Should I put the satin on and then put the gloss over it? Or mix the metallic and the... I don't know. Let's just go in with the metallic because that sounds like a good idea. So the metallic lip shade that I have is called Glam. It's a really pretty gold nudie color. That's really, really, really pretty. So, I mean, that's all I can do. I could keep going. I could keep adding colors. I could keep doing whatever. But I'm pretty sure this video is super long, as all of mine are. So there's my drugstore makeup tutorial for you. Oh, and one last thing. This is $15, but the NYX is $6. So this is a primer and a setting spray, so technically it's like $7, right? That always feels so good. So good. So there you have it. That might have taken forever, but we have a very pretty, very holiday-y drugstore low-end price point makeup look just for you, and I love it, and it's super pretty. And if you have any questions about what I used, I will try and remember to post about it, or just ask me and I will let you know. But everything that I used, other than the products that I disclaimed that I didn't have with me at the time, anything that I planned on using, this is our price point right here. So incredibly inexpensive and very high-end products, in my opinion, for the price point. So get your hands on some really pretty makeup. Doesn't matter what price it is, you can make something look flawless if you just practice, if you just take your time and enjoy playing with the makeup. You're going to be able to do whatever you want to do with what you have. So you know, there are hundreds of different kinds of makeup companies and so many different price points. There's no reason why, you know, if you really want to do a good look, you can't get your hands on something and look and feel beautiful. And if, you know, if you need some help figuring out what you need, or if you just want someone to do your makeup, give me a call, text me, message me, and I would be more than happy to come over and do a tutorial or a class with you. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm sure this video was really long, but you know that's just what I do. So I hope to see you again the next time I do one of these fun videos. And don't forget, one more selfish plug here. Our unique cream eyeshadows are 3 for $59 for the rest of the month. And if you want to throw a party or host some classes with me, you will be entitled to double the rewards. So that's a lot of fun. That goes on until the 20th of December, I believe. And I also believe if you get anything from Unique by either the 15th or the 20th, you should receive it by Christmas. So if you have any questions about anything I used today, or if you want to see other videos like this on my page, let me know and I will post them. Other than that, I hope you all have a really, really great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.